Sweet Christmas.
Shout out to my birds.
All right, I put a minute on the clock and go. So my pitch, listen, I don't feel great about this. My pitch is a movie that pretty much nobody can watch. I'm sorry. My apologies. If you live in Los Angeles or New York, though, there is a possibility that you can check this out at a art house theater, but it will be streaming eventually. So this is the 2021 film by Audrey Diwan called Happening. Not The Happening, just Happening.
Yeah, that's a rough name to put it between.
I think it's got a different name in French, but I don't know it. And it is this really harrowing, I will say, but also beautiful story about a young girl trying to find an abortion or get an abortion in late 50s, early 60s France, in which it is a jailable offense. The parallels between that and modern day America are quite depressing, but also very intentional. Go check it out. I realized I ran out of time, so I just yelled, "Go check it out!" at the end.
Go check it out. Go.
But
I would love this elevator thing. Like it's like the elevator coming up. It's like, all right, go check this out, and I'm like, all right, this is my floor.
I didn't do that. I didn't manage my time very well there. I have to say, this is the movie, Corey, that almost killed that woman that I was talking about.
Yes.
I guess I should tell that story. People aren't confused about what that sentence means.
Yeah, please tell that.
So I went to go see this movie in theaters, obviously, like I said, and near the basically the end of the movie. This isn't really a spoiler because you know the movie's about an abortion. Is a pretty graphic scene of a girl getting a illegal abortion, and I hear behind me this woman, a voice going, "Help! Somebody needs help." And I think it's part of the movie because obviously on screen something bad is happening. And I'm like, weird. I was literally my first thought, because I'm like a fucking weird nerd. I was like, sick sound mixing. How'd they make it sound like it was coming from the seat behind me? And then I realized, no, wait, that's not how speakers work.
That's not how it works at all.
And I turn around and I see what I think. And the reason that I'm laughing is because, let's be very clear, this woman did not die. So this is a funny story, not a horrific story. I turn around and look at what I see as a dead person. And I'm like, fuck me. So I get up and like go to the lobby to try to find somebody to like turn on the lights, figure out what's going on. I'm turning on my cell phone to call the cops. Not the cops, the ambulance. I'm not calling the fucking cops.
There's a dead woman. Come get her.
I turn on my cell phone to like call the ambulance. And I eventually, sort of basically long story short, the ambulance comes, gets this woman, and she is carted out through the lobby, and I see that she's sitting up and talking to the police, and they gave her like one of those sick bags that you get on an airplane. So I think she just fainted because, like I said,
or she's
the scene
a ghost.
on this, or she's what?
Or she's a ghost.
Or she's a ghost, and I'm the kid from Sixth Sense. Those are the two options. Those are the only two options. But yeah, there was a moment there where I was like, wow, I've seen a person die, and that's not great.
Usually that was an eventful movie for you, wasn't it?
Not the worst part. The worst part for me personally. Obviously, the worst part was a woman had a medical emergency.
I don't think.
But the worst part for me personally, I want to reiterate that.
Wow.
Only for me, not for society as a whole, is that they took their sweet ass time pausing the movie. So I ran out and tried to find somebody. So I missed, like, they took 3 minutes to pause the movie. And then they came back in and they were like, we can't rewind it, which I don't really understand. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to rewind a movie. I know they're all digital now, but I would assume there's just a way to go back.
No, I don't think there is. I think it's like some kind of weird.
I guess not, because I remember. Were you in this movie to go see Dark Knight? Dark Knight Rises?
I was reading something online about somebody who like runs a small theater, and it's basically they give you like a hard drive or something, and they like you have to type in the code, and you only get to use the code so many times. So like
that makes sense.
Start the movie.
Yeah. So either way, they couldn't rewind it, and this was the only time they were showing this movie because it was for a festival. So I didn't see the last 3 minutes of the movie, because when they paused it eventually, and then the guy goes, all right, everybody, we'll restart it, and literally they restarted it, and it's a shot of her writing something down, cuts to black, credits roll. It was 3 seconds left in the movie. I was like, why not just tell me that? I could have fucking gone home. But either way,
that part was important, Shay.
well, it was good to know that the
She
girl didn't die in the movie.
That's good. That is a very.
Which I guess I'm
important-
spoiling the end of Happening, but
Whatever. I mean, honestly, man, I'm sure if you're watching that film, it's like probably a pretty rough. Sometimes there's a movie like that, and I just kind of want to know the ending, just so I can kind of.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is very bad for breaking movie rules, but sometimes it's a rough hang, guys, and I just want to. I want to make sure I'm going to be okay on the other side, and I don't want to faint by the end of it.
I should preface, like I said at the beginning, this is a rough movie to watch, and very intentionally. This is supposed to be very clearly a cautionary tale of what society looks like when you make abortions difficult and or illegal to obtain. And the performances are fucking incredible. They lend to the fact that this movie, and it's handled really well. There are some weird. This is the second French movie I've seen in the past 2 weeks, and both of them had like very weird sex scenes in them that didn't make any sense. There's one scene, and listen, I've never been a teenage girl. We all just watched
the French Dispatch. We all know what it's like.
It's true. I've never been a teenage girl, but there is one scene in which a girl just masturbates in front of her friends with like no warning. She's like, hey, you guys want to see something? And then just starts masturbating. And I was like, this is crazy. The French are insane. We should lock them all in prison.
Yes. We tried that once with Australia. We saw how that worked out. Big ass.
I don't know. Australia's pretty good. Australia's doing pretty well.
Whatever. Big
all
ass
right,
spiders.
let's move on. Unless you want to talk more about the Happening.
No, I just hate that you like came in with a movie like that and like had very political and timely references. And I'm like, I like the video game that I get to shoot aliens in. That's me. Whatever.
Listen, there's nothing wrong. I love video games too. I've been playing Halo. I love Halo 2. I've just been, as you know, I've been in the fucking trenches this week, going to the movies every day.
Yes, you have. You mentioned, yes.
I could have either talked about that movie, House of Gucci, which is, I want you to see it because I really want to talk about Jared Leto in that movie.
Oh God, no! Don't say that. That's the worst. That's the worst way to get me to watch a movie.
I also could have talked about Benedetta, the other French movie that nobody can watch, but that movie's fucking insanity. What else have I fucking seen this week? I can't even really remember. Doesn't matter. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the Spider-Man movies. Because I think there's a new one coming out, right, Corey?
I don't know. I think some people have talked about it a little bit.